everybody. Welcome to another episode of Shiz and Giggles. It is our weekly wind down podcast where we talk about anything and also everything. My name is Andrea, and I'm the executive producer and CEO of All About Presentation, and I am your host today, but we never ever do these video casts alone ever. My first co-host is a DIY advocate that specializes in graphic design and video editing. She is a boba, tea, and salty snack enthusiast, born on the winter solstice and named after Christmas. It's Christine Noel. Hey, Christine.
Hi, Andrea.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great. It's very sunny, as you can see, and that brings a lot of energy, especially into the office.
So nice. Well, so most people don't know our office is floor to ceiling windows that are actually sliding glass doors. So it's really bright in our office right now, I'm sure. Glad to have you. My second co-host has been a passionate food equality advocate for 10 years, has completed her herbalism apprenticeship, has owned 2 restaurants and a boutique hotel, and has a voracious appetite for more knowledge on the issues affecting food sovereignty and access that affect our world today. She is a new associate producer at All About Presentation. Join us in welcoming Krista Rogers. Hey, Krista.
Hey, everyone. So glad to be here. So excited to have my first episode of Shiz and Giggles.
So glad to have you. You went like 2 whole weeks without being in an episode. That's pretty good. Glad to have you. All right. So happy to have you both. We're going to kick things right off this week. Let's talk about the most important thing that happened this week. My birthday. No, just kidding. But it did happen. My birthday was this week. So shout out to all you Pisces people. Okay. You're loved. You are loved. Okay. Just so you know. But what we're going to talk about this week, our trending topic is the vaccine, the vax, VAX. So it's been a little over a year since the US went into lockdown because of COVID-19. I'm sure you all remember that, the pandemic. And we're now in the process of getting vaccines out to the general public. Beyond just the age groups that, were originally sort of like priority 1 and all of that. It's now kind of the general population, Gen Pop. By the beginning of May, Joe Biden has plans for vaccines to be available to any adult that wants them and for the country to start opening back up. So currently, the United States is on track to have 500 million COVID-19 shots in hand or on hand by the end of May through, Pfizer, BioNTech, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, those folks. So I'm going to ask you guys a few questions. How are you feeling about the vaccine rollout?
I think it's great. I heard this morning that we were, way ahead of schedule than what President Biden said that we would be at this point. So that's really exciting and definitely very hopeful news moving forward.
Yeah, for sure. What about you, Christine? What do you think?
I know for me, like a lot of my professors have actually already gotten their full vaccine. So they're fully willing to be in person and they're much more comfortable with meeting with students. So that's really, really exciting. It's also just nice, feeling a lot safer, even just going grocery shopping. So that's really exciting. I pre-registered, so very excited.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I was going to ask, for all of you all that are listening, our millions of viewers, join us in the comments and chat with us here. Are you anticipating getting the vaccine? And soon? Anybody getting it soon?
Well, I haven't gotten my email yet saying, hey, we're ready for you.
That is what I don't understand how it's working. What about you, Christine?
I pre-registered a month ago, I think, whenever that rolled out. But since I'm not on the list of the 1B group, I don't have, asthma. I don't have health conditions. So I'm just a little further back in the prioritization line, but I'm ready to go whenever.
Tell you something on this vaccine thing. So I got my notification from the CDC first. So if you're not registered on that little site, you want to be on that. And then I also got registered for our state health department's website as well. So on Tuesday, I got a notification from the CDC. And then on Thursday, I got a notification from our state health department. So I find that fascinating, super quick. I'm not in any of those groups either, but I was like, my number came up, so I'm glad to be here. But also, you guys know Jenna from our team. Jenna's in her young 20s, early 20s. She got her notification. So she's relatively healthy, none of the comorbidity things. And she got a notification to get it too. So I got to tell you, I don't know how it's working, and maybe I don't know what's the deal there. But first, I guess you would say, let's be on the 2. You probably should be on the 2 sites at least. And then Publix is giving it away for people who because some people make an appointment and don't show up, that you can actually call a Publix and say, hey, you got any leftovers? You got any leftovers today? And they'll say, yeah, because people didn't show up. So so there's kind of that going to track it down and hunt it down and stuff. So there's that as an option. So let me ask you this, Christine, what is the first thing that you're looking forward to, that you are looking forward to doing when things open back up?
Going to a concert.
Right?
I can't wait to just be filled in a room, just singing, dancing, not being worried about being 6 feet apart or not.
Oh my God. That'll be so nice.
Yeah.
So nice. Okay, then what's the second thing you're going to do?
Probably go on a trip somewhere. Also, yeah, that would be very nice. And not worry, because every time, even if I'm just going out to do grocery shopping, I'm like, oh, gotta stay away. I touched that. Oh, I gotta wash my hands. It'll just be nice to have 10 less things to worry about just going out.
Oh my God, it'll be so nice. So very nice. Okay, so what about you, Krista? First thing.
Ooh, I want to eat in a crowded restaurant,
right? With the buzzing and the humming of the people talking and the thing.
I miss it.
And the clinking of forks and the whole thing.
I want to cheer people and not be afraid to drink after, But and I want to give my friends hugs. I just really, like Christine said, just go on a trip and, visit some friends or maybe meet up with them and, give them all the hugs they can stand because they're coming.
I'm with you on that. In 2019, I had a travel, I made a travel resolution where I was like, I'm out of here. Anytime I get a chance, I'm going to be gone. I'm going to travel and see stuff. And then I'm telling you what, I've been itching to travel. It's just, I want to go places and see people and do things and not have to worry about all the stuff that goes with that,
Mm-hmm. I also have another answer to your question. I would really love to go to a Chinese buffet.
Ooh, so bad. So I don't even know if I'm gonna go back to buffet. That's one of those. I think I'm forever. I didn't love buffets to begin with, but I think I'm forever scarred from a buffet. It's it has COVID in it. I'm not. It'll be 20 years from now. It has COVID in it. I'm out. I'm just out. I can't do that.
I just love it's so easy and you take your family there. You have picky eaters. What? They'll just eat the chicken wings. That's fine. You go do that. I'm gonna go get some bok choy. I'm gonna go get some noodles. It's so easy.
Yes. He's gonna make some bok choy, some noodles. That is so great. Terica said she's gonna get her hair done. That'll be awesome. I know. I love that. Okay, so that was a good talk. I don't want to belabor the point here because you guys know we have had a killer week at our company. We've been eventing like none other and pre-recording sessions and doing all this stuff. So Your girl is tired, and I'm sure Krista and Christine are too. We are forcing our way through this. So I can't wait to go get so COVID is very important for sure. For sure. And I don't mean to step on somebody's segment. Hashtag Jasmine, hashtag Cinema Magic. Have you guys heard about the Justice League movie that came out on HBO? Okay, it's Zack Snyder's Justice League. So Zack Snyder was the original guy that was going to do the Justice League movie. And then his daughter died by suicide in 2017. So he had to step back from it. And then it was finished by Joss Whedon, who does like a lot of things. Who's the Buffy the Vampire Slayer, like he's done a lot of stuff. But anyway, Zach finished his work of art. It's 4 hours long. 4 hours long. I made it through half of it yesterday. I was like, I'm out. I can't go any further on this thing. It was too much. So have you guys heard of this? Have you seen this? I was going to ask about like weekend plans and stuff, but it's nuts. No. Did you guys see the original Justice League? It came out in like 2019. The one, I think it was like 2019, something like that. It's 2 hours. You guys gotta get hip. Okay. And also I wouldn't recommend the 4-hour version.
I've seen all the other superhero movies like X-Men and Avengers. Not Justice League. I'll get there eventually.
It's not as good as Marvel, in my opinion, right? In my opinion, not as well shaped as Marvel did. They did an incredible marketing job. All right, so moving on. Let's go to, as I'm the one who said, we got to move. Let's talk about more movies. Let's talk about 4-hour-long movies. All right, we are going to go to our first segment, and we're going to head on over to, this is like one of my favorite segments. I feel like I learn something new every time. It's my favorite. Let's go to Clever Changes with Christine.
Okay, so for today's segment, we're going to do a little hack that involves one thing, and it is one of my favorite things in this world. Potato chips. Andrea's like, what is she gonna do?
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Your brain is gonna be blown. I don't know.
I'm thinking.
I thought it was mind blowing when I learned it in like middle school, and I've done it ever since. And my friends are like, oh, like you don't need to do that. You can just do it the original way. And I'm like, no, this is so much more efficient. And just watch. Okay, ready? So
okay,
you have your bag of chips, right?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe you're in a car ride and maybe you don't have like a chip clip or like a rubber band. You know how you tie it up? You don't want your chips to get stale because nobody wants stale chips, obviously. So all you have is a bag. And most people would think, oh, let me just roll it up. But then if you let go, it's gonna open and you're gonna have some chips, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So what we're gonna do, watch carefully now. Okay. So
watch carefully.
We're holding it from the corners.
Okay.
So
okay.
In.
Okay. In.
Holding it in.
Okay. In.
We're gonna smooth out the lines a little bit, just so it's easier in the future.
Like a paper airplane. Okay.
And then we're gonna roll it the opposite way.
Okay.
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 Now you see that? What we're gonna do, where we folded our corners over here earlier.
Stop it!
You're gonna flip it.
Stop it!
And tuck it in a little bit. Okay.
Stop it!
And then boom.
Yes, chips. Yes, chip bag.
No more stale chips, guys.
No more stale chips.
Thank you. That is your clever change of the week.
Yay, that deserves an applause.
That deserves an applause. That was great. I love it.
Oh, I see the thumbs up. Thank you.
You got some thumbs up.
Thank you.
That was amazing. That is so good. I love it. See, one of my favorite segments. You always got something different. All right, Christine, thanks so much showing us how to keep our chips fresh. All right, so we're going to go over to our next segment, newest segment. It is with Krista for To Your Health.
Okay, so today I wanted to talk a little bit about spring cleaning. For our ancestors, spring was not only the time to clean and spruce up your home, but did you know that spring was the optimal time to do a cleanse on your body? The spring signaled to our ancestors that we could move away from our larder for sustenance and then onto the bitter greens. That was a welcome relief after months of perhaps nothing fresh. In traditional Chinese medicine, and we'll just say TCM for short, spring is governed by the liver. It helps us to process toxins in our environment. It produces bile for digestion. It metabolizes fats and carbs and processes nutrients. And I've often heard that if you think of our organs as the solar system, the liver is the sun. The liver is also associated, all organs are associated with motions in TCM, but liver specifically is associated with anger, resentment, depression, and the lower emotions. So just be aware that if you do a spring cleanse or if you eat foods and plants that support the body's natural detoxification and elimination processes, some of these emotions may come up. I would suggest maybe processing this from the standpoint of just observing the emotion, holding space for it, and then letting it go. That's really the whole point. Don't try to deny or judge your emotions and just observe. Now, in terms of detox, now that I've mentioned it, this is more in line with gentle plants that support the body's natural elimination process, and it's not done in deprivation and drastic measures. Foods and plants that stimulate the liver are bitter greens, as mentioned before, like chicory, arugula, and dandelion greens. Bitter foods aren't very popular in our culture, so I would just start small. And if you like tea, roasted dandelion root is a great plant that has an affinity for the liver, and it's a wonderful addition to an overall healthy, well-balanced diet. Plus, if you live outside the city, it's possible to source this plant for free for use in your home and kitchen apothecary. Just go outside and dig one up. And as always, herbs and plants affect us all differently, so please don't take anything new first without consulting with your doctor and herbalist.
Thank you for the disclaimer. And yes, now what was that other word? Can we go back to that, Alana? And also, can we give producer Alana a round of applause for always keeping us straight? Thank you, producer Alana. We appreciate it. Alana, can we go back to that word I didn't know? It was like dandelion root and some other, but then in that third column, it was shakshara. What is that?
Schisandra.
And also, what is anything on that right side? What is red clover? What is, for those of us who can have a diet consisting of red wine and fine cheeses, what is this you're talking about?
Okay.
What is Schisandra, red clover, and burdock?
These are all burdock. Yes, these are all plants that support the body's natural elimination processes. So these are all very, detox oriented type of plants. So Schisandra is actually a berry, and it from an herbalist standpoint, it has all of the 5 flavors. So you'll use it a lot, and you'll see that used in a lot of different forms. Red clover is just like, those little clover buds that pop up every spring. So you'll see red and you'll see white. Herbalists tend to prefer red for some reason, but I believe in my research, I found that they have just about the same medicinal properties.
Okay.
And burdock is actually a root. It's used a lot in Asian cooking. When I lived in Japan, they used burdock a lot in like soups and stews. So these are all really great plants that you can incorporate in, small amounts that will help your body naturally eliminate toxins.
I've never seen Schisandra in Kroger. Where does one get that and anything else you mentioned on that list? Where do people buy that?
Yeah, so if you, there are a lot of, apothecaries, they'll call them often herbal apothecaries. There's one in Charlottesville where I, got my certification. And I believe that there is an herbalist who is going to be opening a store here in Richmond very soon. But otherwise, you can just source them online from like Gaia Herbs or, a couple other trusted suppliers.
That's helpful. That's helpful. For those of us who don't know what any of it means and want to learn, then it's helpful to kind of know where to like buy it and know what it does. So I love that. How's your liver, Christine?
I think it's okay. Not gonna lie, my cholesterol is pretty high, so I should probably take some herbs, do some research.
Yeah. Why don't we talk about right, Christine? Why don't we talk about the things people got? What fixes diabetes, high cholesterol, heart disease? What liver is cool, but you can get another one. You know what I mean? Somebody can give you one if you ask them nicely. What about this other stuff you can't fix? Like real good. What is the sugar combatant? What's that root? That's the things we need to talk about for next time. You got to have people, you got to have them come back for more. You got to leave them wanting more.
That'd be for next time for sure.
Let's talk about the stuff everybody has: high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, heart disease. That should be like fix it in herbs. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it would be really awesome if, herbs worked like that. And I'm just going to, go ahead and burst your bubble a little bit. There's no magic, just like there's not a magic pill. There's no magic herb that's going to, take away. But, incorporating little things at a time, I think you'll start to see a little bit of a difference, right away. Absolutely. Herbs have evolved with humans, for thousands of years. And I think there's a really great symbiotic relationship there. Not every herb is great for everybody. There are things that you can pick and choose. And honestly, I have about maybe 25 to 30 herbs in my own apothecary, but honestly, you could really have 5 or 6 and be just as, great.
Oh, that's awesome. That is so good. All right. Well, we'll have to talk more about this, not on the show, but also on the show too, because I do think that's very, very interesting too. So thanks so much, Krista. We're going to go to our final segment of the show, which is my segment. What's my segment called again? I'm not sure. Oh, yes, I am. You've got this. All righty, sports fans. This is my segment this week. People really loved it last time when I gave homework. So I'm going to do a homework segment, and that's it. It's going to be super short. And Krista and Christine, if you feel like you want to share, I'm totally down. If not, it is a safe space, but it's also the internet. So, so let me give a couple of homework items for You've Got This. My whole segment is about having confidence in who you are and that you have everything you need to be successful. Okay. So this week's homework. Okay. I'm gonna give you 3 things to think about. It ain't gonna take you long. I promise you. If you could change, ready? If you could change one thing in your life right now, and I could do it for you and I could go poof, it's done. What would that thing be? What would the thing be? So if you could change, this is the homework, everybody join in. Homework. If you could change one thing in your life right now, and I could do it for you, like snap my fingers, it's done. What's that thing? Okay. One thing though, you get one and okay. Right.
Yeah.
So, all right. Okay. Number 2, spoiler alert. That is the thing that is top of mind for you right now. So a lot of times we learn about keystone habits, right? Like what are the things that everything else is built off of? Like, for example, brushing your teeth in the morning, making your bed, working out. Those are keystone habits that kind of shape up the rest of your day. The one thing that we're just talking about is the thing that is like top of mind as part of an issue or fix. That's the thing you need to fix right away, because it's going to throw off your keystone habits. It's going to throw off all your other things that kind of relate to your own joy and cultivating your internal joy that you have. So you need to fix it. Whatever that one thing is, the first thing you thought of, fix it now. Just fix it. Now, are a lot of things not fixable? Yes. If you have lost a loved one, right? If that's the thing that's on your heart right now, then I am sorry for your loss. And that's very, 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 very tough. The thing that I think is helpful is that to think about what it is that you gained or loved about that person. What did you gain from and what did you love about them? And use that to say, man, if it hadn't been for them teaching me this, then I wouldn't be able to do X. You know, sometimes we sit in our sadness we sit in it, but then we don't transfer it to something of joy that came from it, right? So as Krista said, you know, when you have those emotions, you have to feel the emotion and then you have to try to release the emotion. So so that's the homework assignment. Think of the one thing, right? And then think about your keystone habits. What are the things you absolutely have to do to be a more successful person? And then the third thing is, you ready? What is the one thing that helps you relax? And the question is, why don't you do more of it? Yeah. Okay. It's your homework assignment. Real simple. I want to hear about it. You can say about it like on Facebook, on YouTube, on any of our platform channels. Happy to hear about what those things are. I don't know, Krista, Christine, do you feel comfortable? Maybe the last one's a fun one. What is the thing that helps you to relax? And then why don't you do more of it?
Christine, would you like to go first?
Yeah. I guess for me, because like I spend a lot of time on my screen, especially with everything virtual right now, virtual work, virtual school, you're always on your screen, right? So through quarantine, I realized that I really like cooking and learning how to cook, because my family didn't really cook before. We just had like hot dogs and like frozen foods because my parents both work all the time. So we just had to grow up eating eggs and hot dogs, you know, easy stuff. But cooking takes you away from your screen, and you have to stay away from your screen or else it's going to burn or like taste bad. And it's really therapeutic. It's kind of like arts and crafts, but at the end you get to eat it.
I'm so with you. I found that too. It's also, cooking is like a measure of success too. You put the things in and you wait 30 minutes or 45 minutes or whatever the things are. And then you're like, successful. I was successful in 45 minutes. You know what I mean? It allows you to check the box on a successful day, right? And so I totally
get to celebrate by eating it.
I get that.
That was my favorite part of the quarantine, when everybody was making banana bread.
That was great. What about you, Krista? What do you do to relax?
Oh gosh, my first instinct is to tell you that I watch a lot of Golden Girls reruns.
So good.
It's like been, just one of those comfort things, during COVID, just turn on some old Golden Girls and just have a good time. But, along with Christine, I've been trying to find things that aren't screen related. So I have found these last this last few seasons anyway, learning about plants and learning more about like how to grow them, and, watching something grow up from a seed, I think has been just really incredible, tending to something, caring about it, and then getting to use it, to nourish my family after all that hard work.
That's awesome. You should do more of it. You should do more of it.
That's right.
So anybody who's watching, whatever that thing is that helps you relax, do more of it. And whatever that thing is that you need to fix, like right now, fix it now. Just fix it now. Fix it now. It'll make you feel better because it was the thing on top of mind for you. Just fix it or change it or do it or whatever you need to do with it, do it. So that's it. That's all I got for you folks. That's it for my segment, at least. So before we get out of here, ladies, anything that you guys want to add? Any notes about this weekend? Things we should know? Things we don't know that we should know?
Ooh. No, it seems like it's going to be a beautiful weekend. So I hope all of you can get outside and enjoy and, really be in the moment.
Outside will be nice. Yeah. I hope you all have a great weekend. And thank you so much to my wonderful co-host today. Great job, Krista, first timer. Yay. Woo. And then Christine, of course, always bringing something new to our lives.
Thank you.
We love it. So, and a special thank you to all of you watching. We hope to see you again. We stream every Friday at 4:00. You can find us on the All About Presentation YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn. If you can't make it, no worries. We like to repost our episodes. Again, I say to you, happy Friday and have an amazing weekend. Thanks so much for joining.